Hello, and welcome back to Managing Remotely in the New Normal. This is session number 3. So, just to jog your memory before we dive right in, today we're going to be talking about the E in the acronym here, energizing your team. So, the first thing that I want to say is that hopefully you feel well supported as a manager in ENT with some of the really cool things that are out there and available for your staff members, like kudos or the Zoom break room or any of the photo contests, the all staff meetings, or any of the recognition programs like Employee of the Month, Extra Mile, things like that. Um, that being said, I wanted to mention here some information from the Gallup organization. They do a what's called a Q12 survey, and one of the questions in this survey, which we'll review here in the next slide, is: do you have a best friend at work? And regardless of how you may feel about this question, by and large, the research shows that having a friend at work is really important to employees. So, it's one of the things that the relationships at work, it's one of the things that keeps people engaged and plugged in and present and really caring about the environment in which they do their work. So here, there are, the following 3 focus points here on the slide are just really intended to be um, thought starters for you, some questions for you to be thinking about. You certainly don't have to have the answers right now, but they are some good ideas to start percolating so that you can think about keeping the engagement level up and the morale up with your staff. So there's a lot going on here. These are the 12 questions involved in the Gallup survey. Now, for time's sake, we won't go through all of them. You can see where having a best friend at work is one of the questions on here. But if you'd like to, you can certainly take a screenshot of this, or re-watch the recording and come back to this section. In the Q12 survey, the Q stands for quality, and the 12 stands for the 12 questions, but the 12 things that employees say they need in their workplaces. So you'll see that there is some real human aspects to this. I'll focus in on item 5, for example. My manager or someone at work seems to care about me as a person. And that's just one of the things that's important to employees. I think number 9 is also important. My fellow employees are committed to doing quality work. So if there are factions or issues with perception among the team that so and so isn't pulling their weight, that can really bring down the team. And so maybe thinking about having a monthly all hands on deck team meeting could be helpful, or everybody getting together for lunch, something like that. The research shows it's important, and I think now with safer at home, it's important now more than ever and can be done via Zoom. Okay. So the next thing I want to talk about here is change management best practices. So we know that we want to keep our employees energized and plugged in, because the engagement of the staff fuels productivity. The experts are telling us that the time to implement change management and start dealing with and the personal feelings is so important, because if we can address them from a change management perspective and communicate with our staff well, we can really ease this journey that we're all on. Communication is so important to helping employees move through the process of change. So, obviously, we will have folks who are more interested in staying connected than others, but staying connected isn't the easiest thing to do right now, especially because a lot of people may be feeling like things have been taken away from them. They're in a period of loss. There's new technology, there's improved processes and new ways of going about things. Um, Going paperless and relying on digital resources is more important now than ever before. So there's definitely going to be, with the adoption of new things, which may be positive in nature, there's certainly going to be a feeling of loss. And we know that is one of the major tenets of change management, is to address the loss with employees. Um, the last three focus points here, or last two rather, is just going to be some things for you to keep in mind as you manage and work with your team in this remote environment. So, lastly, today we'll talk about the 5 stages of grief. And I know that this is a little bit like Psychology 101 here, but it's a new normal. And so we're not going to spend a lot of time with this. I just wanted to plant a seed that if you've got people where their routine has been torn apart, they could be dealing with any of these 5 stages. Now, I'm not talking about, this schematic here is not talking about depression from, say, a clinical depression perspective that, you know, we would expect an adult to handle on their own, but this is more of just the feelings, the being worn down of, gosh, I really wish that things could just be the way that they used to be. So that can refer to, that can be labeled as depression. Bargaining, hey, well, could we just put that new initiative off until next year because we're trying the best we can with things the way they are this year. you know um Isolation, oh my gosh, that is, completely an appropriate term for our situation right now. And then anger can also come into place. I mean, how many times do you feel ready to throw your computer out the window because of technology issues, right? So this is just here for you to be aware of some of these, behaviors and emotions that can be taking place on your team. It's really not a bad conversation to think about having. Just, hey, how are you guys doing? How are you feeling? What's your reality right now? That is becoming more important in today's workforce than ever before. So I hope that this has been helpful to you as you are managing in the new normal. That's it for now, and I'll see you soon. Bye bye.